as a man of the clergyman in this Turks and Caicos Island, tell me, how does that make you feel as a citizen when you see our leaders being plastered all over the world with such a thing?
If one were to take a flight and go to the U.S. And knowing that the U.S. have all kind of access to the media and to what's going on here in the Turks and Caicos Islands, they're going to be reading newspapers, looking at it on the internet. How they could raise your head to say, if they ask you a question, where are you from? You'd want to say, you're from the Turks and Caicos, but you're going through an embarrassing moment where your leader, who is the Minister of Tourism, who welcomes and encourages tourists to come to these islands, you would want to say that you're from the Bahamas or from another country. But because the embarrassment that we're going through right now, and so for this permit to continue to stay in office, knowing that our economy depends a whole lot on tourist dollars coming from all over the world, and you wouldn't want tourists to come here knowing that the permit has assaulted a member of parliament, nothing became of it. You don't want to know that your permit has has been accused of sexually assaulting a U.S. citizen. You don't want to go through life knowing that your leader, who's responsible for tourism, have done these things, and he is now trying to suppress everything, not to for this case to come to it. You'll be embarrassed. You want when you go places, you want to speak up for your. We have a good leader. We have a strong leader, a respected leader. You don't want to go around and have to answering questions about, oh, your leader, he's been accused of this, and you don't want that.
So you think it's better to put a different face onto the ministry, on for the country? The
country needs a different face. All this bad publicity that is going out, it is doing damage to our economy, because it's going to say, the church is going to say, first it's going to say, why should I go to Turks and Caicos? I mean, the permit is down there assaulting people, and I don't want to insult me. Let me go somewhere where there's some peace and some tranquility, somewhere else where there's not all this hoopla about assaulting, And so it's going to hurt our economy.
Well, I mean, Rev, another issue that is on the minds of the people of the Turks and Caicos Island. A few weeks ago, the members from the Foreign and Commonwealth Committee that was here, and after talking to our people in this country and seeing what is going on, and realize how freedom of speech and freedom of expression has been suppressed in these Turks and Caicos Islands. And I think it's important that the member of Parliament in London liken our country to China.
Actually, I was so shocked.
And you sat with this committee.
I was in that.
You met with this committee.
Yes, I was in that meeting, and one of the things that they said that they have traveled to many countries, and there were 2 countries in all the countries that they visited. There were 2 countries that the people were suppressed and had great fear. Didn't want to speak out because of victimization and stuff like that. I said there are 2 countries. One is China, and China is a communist nation. You can't just say what you want; they'll arrest you and put you in prison and shut you up for the rest of your life. And the next country, the next one is that Turks and Caicos Islands. So
this is a British member of Parliament.
That's right.
This country is under the Union Jack.
The Union Jack.
Under the British government.
That's right.
And the British government is shocked to the level where media in this country, this government, and I think it's clear, I think we need to make it clear for our global viewers that we in the Turks and Caicos Islands have never experienced this in all the history of our country until this this current administration, headed by the Honorable Michael Eugene Mizzy, they have successfully muzzled the media in this country, where freedom of expression is suppressed. Our people are afraid to speak in this country because they will be victimized. The mere fact that we are coming to you via the World Wide Web is because of his policy. This show was being aired on WIV television. And because of the government, they are Muslim. We have a state-run television now that the opposition
don't have access to.
No, period. No access.
No access to it.
We have a national radio that taxpayers pay for.
This is China all over. This is China all over. I mean, when the leader can suppress the media and tell the media what to put on, what not to put on, I mean, it's communist. It's communism.
But how do you feel that the whole world is talking about this situation in the Turks and Caicos Islands? And even, I mean, it's one thing when people were speculating that this situation was taking place, but even after the Premier himself made a statement to this nation almost 2 weeks ago, still we haven't, our national newscast, WIV, still haven't covered
it,
the story.
Said anything about it.
I mean, the national radio still haven't covered it. The government-run station, New Media Network, they have a newscast and they haven't said anything about it. But the world
is speaking.
Turks Islanders
The world is asking
have to get this story from the outside. It says much about this leader, and I think it's important that the world know out there that the cries are loud in this country. The greater majority of the people in this country has asked our Premier over the last few days, civic leaders, church leaders, businessmen, family members, his party has asked him to step aside, to step down. He has brought disgrace to this nation. And so a lot of people around the world not really hearing what our people are saying because they are suppressed from the media. They cannot speak. If they speak, they will be victimized like Sean Malcolm, like me. And when they see what happened to Sean Malcolm and a few others in this country, because we continue to speak regardless, because I'm never scared and I ain't scared of Mike Mizzy. And so I continue to speak. But when people see that what will happen to people like us when we continue to speak, because I believe he victimized you too.
Oh,
yeah. And so when they see what happened to us, they are even more afraid, so they can keep bread on their table and tea. And it's important for the world to know that things are bad in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Prices are so high. I mean, the way of life here in Provo is not the same. It's totally different from 5 years ago. And I know that prices will go up from 5 years ago, but what it is now, at astronomical heights, I mean, it is frightening. I don't know how people are making ends meet out there. I don't know how they're putting food on the table and to pay their bills.
Well, I mean, there's no relief for our people, and again,